Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckatini. What I got for you today is the top 10 Arkansas Razorback players or their performances versus the BYU Cougars. Excuse me, I went brain dead there for a second. But these are the guys that had the top 10 performances Saturday when Arkansas played the BYU Cougars. Now, I like to start off by saying, I know a lot of people are mad, at Arkansas, feel they're not doing as good as they should. But hey, we're going to find out. BYU has a pretty good team, and we have a good team too, and we like to win those games. I'm just like you. I'm disappointed. I think we should have won it, but we had a chance to win. Everybody's ganging up on the offensive line. I don't think that's the exact answer. They were pretty well beat up. Some, Devin Manuel was out, and he is graded as our sixth best offensive player so far in the first two games. So losing him was really, you could say, hurt us more than losing Rocket, and that hurts. Then you got to move guys around on the line, but I think they blocked okay. Our tackling was really bad too, guys. I mean, we didn't tackle good. The main thing is, we were in a chance. We had a chance to win the game. Should have won at home game. We just had too many penalties. The penalties are the thing that's just really hurting us. You can't have how many ever we had? 12. I think we had 12. We actually had 14, but 12 of them were taken. That's way too many. You can't do that. Turnovers too. Turnovers and penalties are what beat you. Let's just be truthful. But anyway, here's top 10. Number 10, and I'm looking at my notes over here, so you may see me looking to the side. Number 10 is wide receiver, kick returner, Isaiah Satanga. He started the game off there great with that big punt return. I think it was 80-something yards. Huge play. I love the way he caught it, and he got upfield quick. He didn't dance around. He got downhill. You like for your punt returner to average about 10 yards a return. That's kind of considered like getting a first down. So get upfield first, and then if you hit it hard, you might bust it. And that's what he did. He hit hard upfield, and then he got through and was able to make a big play. That's what our running backs need to do. But anyway, he had 149 all-purpose yards, and that led Arkansas in all-purpose yards. And I heard one of the commentators, maybe Biddy or Trey Biddy or somebody else, say they would like to see Satanga in the offense more, and I'm with that. I do agree with that. I think we need Satanga, put him in the slot, match him up against the safety where he can use his speed and outrun them. I think we got a lot of big receivers, but I don't know if we got any guys that are elusive and get down the field. And we're going to have to get that. We can't run against these 7- and 8-man boxes. I don't care. You're beating your head against the wall. You can't do it, guys. The best offensive line in college football can't go block 7 or 8 people with 5 or 6. You're outnumbered. That's what SEC does and all these teams. They outnumber you, and you just can't block that many. And these old school kind of coaches, and I'm not saying Pitt that way, but anyway, they just want to beat their head against the wall. You can't do it if you're outnumbered. You're just totally beating your head against the wall. So I would love to see Satang getting there in the slot, match him up against maybe the other team's third best corner or a safety or maybe a linebacker. Well, that'd be great. And I think he would get some big plays for us. He's explosive. We need some more explosive players on offense. We really do. We need some more speed on offense. All right, enough of that. Number 9 is cornerback Jalen Braxton. I saw Jalen make some good plays on special teams. He did a good job there. He had a 72 overall grade on defense. He had a 74% tackling grade. So he had one pass broken up. And like I said earlier, I saw him make a lot of plays on special teams. So good job there with Mr. Braxton. All right, number 8, right guard. Believe this or not, guys, but right guard Josh Braun was the player number 8. He graded out at 72% overall, 89% grade in pass blocking. And you'll see our offensive line are much better pass blockers than we are run blockers. And that leads me to believe that they're big guys, big, strong guys, so they just can't move very good. To be a run blocker, you got to be able to move. And I think Arkansas, a lot of times, we're getting these bigger linemen. They're better pass blockers. They don't move real good, as good as we need them to be run blockers. He graded it at 74% in the run game. So you see from 89 pass block to 74 run. So, our strength is pass blocking. So you're just not going to run against these 7- and 8-man boxes. Like I told you earlier, we just can't do it. And then now, and everybody's hammering the line, but the offensive line did help us gain over 400 yards of offense. If they had that bad of a game, we would not have had that many yards of offense. Trust me, okay? We would not have. And like I said, right guard Josh Braun did a great job. He graded in at number 8. All right, number 7 was linebacker Jaheim Thomas. He's the transfer from Cincinnati. Hit a 72 overall grade. He graded out 79% versus the run, which is very good. A 70% pass rush. He did lead us in tackles, I believe, with 9, and he did have a QB hurry. He's continued with his good season so far. A great pickup for Arkansas. Great job by him, Jaheim Thomas. Number 6 is cornerback Jaheim Singletary this time. Our corners played a very good game against BYU. You know, BYU was really struggling getting open, and their receivers are kind of like ours. They're bigger guys. And if you have pretty good corners, you can cover those guys up. They might have overall speed, like straight line speed. They don't have a lot of quickness, and they can't get open, you know. And that's what we struggle with, I think, sometimes. But anyway, so Jaheim come out with a 74 overall grade on defense. He had an 80% coverage grade, which is really good. He had half a sack, and he had 2 passes broken up. So a really good game by Mr. Singletary. Number 5 comes in with KJ Jefferson. You know, KJ didn't have as good of a game as he's had. He graded in at 75% overall. He's been up in the 90s the first 2 games, so he didn't play as good as he has either. He graded in at 73% in the passing game. Need that to go up. I think we need to open it up, throw the ball more. So he's going to have to start throwing the ball better. He was graded 67% in the run game, which is surprising. You know, he did carry 13 times for 40 yards. That's not a very good average. That's a little over 3-yard average. I'd like to see him have more than that. He was 24 of 35 for 247 yards at a touchdown. So had a pretty good game throwing the ball, but I think we need to open it up a little bit more because, you know, like I was telling you, our offensive, our run game, people are overpopulating the box, and we just cannot, excuse me, I'm switching hands. So we just cannot run against that. Nobody can. We got to get them out of the box. All right, number 4 was left outside linebacker, defensive end, John Morgan III. This is a guy who I said on my Twitter account before the game, we need a big game from him because their right tackle, ETN, was struggled against pass blocking. And when we got good pressure, it seemed like we'd come off that side. He had a 78% grade overall, 75% tackling grade, 72% pass rushing grade. He did have a sack. He had a QB hurry. He had a tackle for loss, and he had a forced fumble. So Mr. Morgan had a pretty good game there. So good job there. He graded in at number 4 overall. All right, number 3 was safety Hudson Clark. Hudson had a good game. He graded at 78% overall, 84% coverage grade, and he had one fumble recovery, and he had 1 pass broken up. So good job there by Hudson Clark. Number 2 was a guy who was not supposed to play. I think they just was hoping he was going to be able to play. Was cornerback Dwight McLaughlin. I think they call him Nudie or something like that. Had a good game. Like I said, all the corners had good games, and our secondary played well. He got a 78% overall grade, 79% tackling grade, 77% coverage grade, and he had 1 forced fumble and 1 pass broken up. So good job there by Dwight McLaughlin. And number 1, who's one of my favorite players, is linebacker Chris Paul Jr. I think this guy is really good. I thought he was really good last year. He just had 2 really good guys in front of him. Actually last year he started a lot with the bumper pull. Now he graded out 82% overall, 83% versus the run, 82% tackling. He had 6 tackles. He had 5 stop tackles. Now a stop tackle is when he tackles them like a 3rd down and forces them to punt or something like that. He stops their offensive drive. So he had 5 of those. He had 3 quarterback hurries, and he had 1 QB hit. So Chris Paul Jr. I think was the best, graded out as the best Arkansas Razorback versus the BYU Cougars. And I really think he's good. He's a good player. I've always liked him. He's got the great body for it, and he plays well. He's a good one. And him and Jaheim Thomas, now that Paul I think is a little bit healthier now, they're going to be good in there. Arkansas' defense should keep getting better. And, like I said on my Twitter account, I don't know if you follow me, but you can follow me on Twitter. I'll post it on the link here in the description. But I know a lot of people think the sky's falling and everything else in Arkansas Razorback football, but it's not. BYU, like I say, is a good team. We should have won the game. It's a home game, night home game. You should win those. But, and everybody's hammering the offensive line. They're not the best. They haven't graded the best, but you don't get 400 yards of offense with a bad offensive line. What hurt us was the turnovers and the penalties. 12 penalties for over 100 yards, guys. That takes a touchdown away right there at least. Okay, we had 400 yards of offense. We should have had about 28 points. If you go by yardage, every 100 yards you should have 7 points. Is no thing, coaches, like we used to always say. And BYU had like a little over 200, something like that. So we should have won the game probably 28-14. You know, you don't turn it over. You don't have all those penalties. I think we win the game. Okay. That's all I got, guys. I just want to say go Hogs. Follow my account here on YouTube. Go watch me on Twitter. I try to post during the games when I get to watch them live. I was able to watch this one live. It was on ESPN. I do get that. So I loved watching them. But, hey, the sky's not falling. Now, these next 4 games, everybody's really hammering on. Oh, we have 4 away games. Yeah, LSU is going to be tough. But you'd like for that one to be on the road because LSU's really good right now. And I always remember Houston Nutt would say, and I thought this too when I was coaching, those really hard games against teams like that are hard to beat. You'd rather play them on the road. And the home games is the one teams that you would like to have a good chance to be able to win. I don't think we'll lose all 4. If we go 2-2, 3-1, I think we can do that. It's possible. You got Ole Miss in there. I don't remember all the 4, but anyway, hey, the sky's not falling in yet. We'll be all right. Pittman and his crew's doing a good job. Hang in there. I would like to see Isaiah Satanga get on offense some, though. Let's get him in there in that slot. I heard Pittman say something about, well, I need some guys getting there and block. Let's forget about blocking. Let's get our receivers, guys that can get out of the field and catch the ball. I'm a huge Pittman fan. He's doing a great job, guys. But I do want to see Satanga get on the field offensively. Put him in the slot and get him matched up and use his quickness in there. That's all I got, guys. Go Hogs. A big Hog fan here now, so don't think I'm not. Go Hogs, go. We'll see you guys later.